Our next speaker is going to be talking about the U.S. Constitution, and that is Jim Rutledge. Jim Rutledge is a Republican candidate for the United States Senate this year. Jim is running against Senator Barbara Mikulski. Kick her out of there! Mr. Rutledge was born and raised here on a farm here in Norfolk County. He, in his 25 years as an attorney, Mr. Rutledge has, again, much experienced his own U.S. Constitution. Yeah. Please welcome Jim Rutledge.
Hello, Harford County. Let's hear it. This is the Tea Party. Yeah. Hello, citizens, patriots of Maryland. God bless you for being out here today. You know, the Tea Party, the first Tea Party, that was 1773. Yeah, 10 years after that Tea Party, the war finally came to an end and a miracle happened right here in Maryland in 1783. Ladies and gentlemen, in Annapolis, Maryland, in 1783, General Washington gathered with the officers of his army in Annapolis, and they talked about the future of America. And that is when a miracle occurred. Many brave men from Harford County and from Baltimore County and throughout this state were with Washington in Annapolis in 1783, and it was on that day that those men in any other part of the world, at any other point in history, would have seized power for themselves because they could have, but they did not. They walked away from the ring of power. They set it down. They said no, they would not violate the duty that they had. And they signed an oath there. They signed an oath under a pact in writing that you can find in the archives of Maryland called the Society of the Cincinnati. And on that day they signed an oath and they said, we have bled, we have fought for these principles, that human nature and the God of nature gave to mankind special exalted rights and liberties that no government could ever legitimately take away. That's what they said. That's what they signed. And so they delivered to us a limited federal government. And it wasn't, yes, that's right. Give it up for limited federal government. Let's hear it. So 4 years later, in 1787, they delivered a gift to us, and that gift is the United States Constitution, is it not? They delivered us that gift. And in that gift, the principle of limited power of the federal government was established. In Article 1, Section 8 of that document, it lays out what are known as the delegated powers of Congress, the delegated authorities, mainly dealing with national security, not the whole host of issues that we're off on today. But with that Constitution, the founders intended to build a cage. I want you to picture this in your mind, the construction of a cage. And within that cage, they put the beast of the federal government within that cage to keep it within boundaries. And a few years later, just to make doubly sure that beast stayed within the cage, they passed the Bill of Rights. And in that Bill of Rights, there's a particular amendment that I'm going to address for you today, and it's called the 10th Amendment. The 10th Amendment was extra lock and key on the cage of the beast of the federal government. That amendment simply states that the federal government cannot go into the territory that is for the states. I'm going to read you the 10th Amendment right now. the powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. I'm going to read that again. Let's listen up here. Let's listen up in Washington. Let's listen up in Annapolis. Let's listen up, folks who have taken the oath to defend this document, and call them to account. Because that's what every officer who is holding a position in the legislature, in the executive branch, and the judicial branch has sworn to uphold this statement. The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. Folks, I hate to deliver the very bad news that I'm sure you're aware of on this beautiful day. But the beast is out of the cage! The beast is out of the cage! The federal government has broken the bonds of the Constitution and the 10th Amendment, and it is roaming, and it is ravaging, and it is devouring our lives, our liberty, our pursuit of happiness. And will we stand for that? I want to know today, who will capture the beast? Will you capture the beast? Will you help me rebuild that cage of the Constitution? Will you do it? Will you join together, ladies and gentlemen, we the people? The beast is in the Senate. The beast is in the House. The Congress is out of control. And Senator Barbara Mikulski and every other one of those that have forgotten their duty to the Constitution needs to be rounded up, and we need to put that government within limits. So when we talk about limited government, I never want you to again think that's some phrase that some politician says, oh, I believe in limited government. I want you to hearken back to those days when General Washington and those officers said no to power, said that the people would have certain unalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and we would defend it. So will we, at this hour, take action, join together, and take back the Constitution and put the federal government back in the cage? Will we do it? Let's hear it. Maryland, let's hear it. Harford County, let's hear it, good citizens. We're going to take this through all the way to the November elections. That's your right. It is your prerogative to govern. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless America, and keep fighting. I love Maryland, you people, the soil I grew up on right here in Harford County. Stay true and soldier on. God bless you.